Let's talk about Circularise, a startup from Delft. Circularise is a company founded by Mesbah Sabur and Jordi DeVos that uses blockchain technology to help value chains become more circular. At the moment, most industries are far from circular. One of the problems of the circular economy is the lack of communication and transparency across the supply chain. This is where Circularise comes in. Circularise has two major protocols. The first is smart questioning, where all the information is stored in a blockchain, which can be accessed with a scan. The second is validation, which is a digital token that proves that the company has taken audits. This way, the company can prove that their material is recycled. So what stage is Circularise in? There are 5 growth stages during the development of a startup: research, opportunity framing, reorganization, reorientation, and sustainability. Each one defines different growth critical junctures of new high-tech startups. Currently, Circularise is embedded in the reorientation stage. The inability to attract finance, the underestimation of competitors, and untruthful investors are junctures that Circularise face today, which leads to a lack of credibility within the market. The transition to the sustainable growth stage will take time due to this slow market adoption. To better understand Circularise's prospects, let's look at the diffusion of blockchain technology in society. Blockchains come out of the scene only as recently as 2009 with Bitcoins, while Circularise was launched only 7 years later in 2016. So clearly blockchain technology is still in its adaptation phase, but will it become mainstream? No one is 100% certain, which shows the risk to Circularise's future, a characteristic of the reorientation stage. The value proposition of Circularise is clear, but which customers do they need to target? The beachhead market of Circularise is the textile industry, a fast-moving large industry, and within this market, they mostly talk with the material manufacturers. However, Circularise faces many challenges. Not enough people know about blockchain technology, and the people who do are not necessarily familiar with the concept of circular economy. As a result, it's difficult to get customers to trust this technology and investors to bet on companies like Circularise. Therefore, Circularise needs to prioritize an educate niche strategy and wait for this technology to become more mainstream. So there are some barriers, but what are the opportunities? The opportunities can be evaluated with the Opportunity Analysis Canvas. This is a model made by James Green, TM. The canvas is about thinking, seeing, and acting as an entrepreneur. To be in a startup, there are certain important mindsets. According to the founder of Circularise, the most important thing is that you are comfortable with the change and uncertainty. The next block of the canvas is about seeing opportunities. For Circularise, this is the rise of more critical consumers, but also the rise of blockchain. Blockchain is a relatively new market, which means that there are not a lot of dominant established companies, thus making it easier for a startup to compete in. Let's see how the founders translated these opportunities into a dynamic business model. Jordi and Mesbah started off with consulting on matters related to the circular economy. They identified a major problem. Manufacturers weren't willing to share sensitive information, and validation was quite difficult. So this led to their idea of using blockchain technology to increase transparency. Also, they first focused on the electronics sector, or seeing that the concept of circular economy is better known and materials are more scarce. However, the lifespan of these products are too long, so the investment will come back 10 years later. Because of this, they transitioned to textile and plastic manufacturers, which is a much faster market. Lastly, Circularise experimented with a lot of revenue stream models, but ended up with a payment per kilogram similar to the revenue model of the textile manufacturers. In conclusion, Circularise faces many challenges, but they have a lot of potential to grow and be a significant part of the circular economy.